tell a quick personal story here. Roger's a huge fan of Albany history, and we made a connection through Kennedy's fiction. As soon as I started talking about this idea that Matt had, and selected I suppose I should address you because you're here, Mr. Kennedy here, as my author of choice. It's also a very special thing for Lawrence and I here, because we pretty much started our friendship on literature. Larry McMurtry and William Kennedy as well. I had recommended these 3 novels, and had bought these 3 novels and had given it to Lawrence, and we started chatting back and forth about some of the stories and some of the lines, and particularly the wit. I think we both enjoyed the written wit. But so yeah, I get lost if I don't write anything out. But what I can say is that having these guys up here means quite a bit to me, because we've shared an interest in the literature prior to the event coming about. So it's been a good way to do it. It's meant a lot to me. Oh, I'm supposed to read here. So this passage is from Ironweed. And has everybody read Ironweed? I mean, this is, everybody. So I'm hoping that you folks are familiar with at least, the general outline of Francis in this book. But there's this one moment where they go to this bar after they leave the mission, and it's the scene where Oscar the bartender sings, and it's also the scene where Helen, his companion, sings. But when Oscar sings, there's something that happens to Francis, and for me it was the first time he started questioning his actions. Prior to that moment, it had been, well, I've had my reasons, and they were good reasons, and I'm not a coward, I don't back down, I fought my battles, and that's that. But hearing Oscar sing, he has this change of thought and change of perspective, and that stood out to me as a moment in this character's life. So I'd like to share that moment with you folks. So it's a bunch of guys. I apologize, I haven't set up any of these scenes, but I'll set up this one. It's Francis, Helen, and a gentleman named Pee-wee at a bar, and Oscar's the bartender, and they had, I should say, Pee-wee and Francis had met Oscar years before down in New York City when they went on, I think it was a week binge, and I know that we all know what that's like. No? Not here. Tough crowd. You still singing, Oscar? Pee-wee asked. For my supper. Well, God damn it, Francis said. Give us a tune. Sorry. Since you're so polite about it, Oscar said. And he turned to the piano man and said, 16. And instantly there came from the piano the strains of Sweet 16. Well, that's a wonderful song, Helen said. I remember you singing that on the radio. How adorable of you, my dear. Oscar sang into the bar microphone, and with great resonance and no discernible loss of control from his ears with the drink, he turned time back to the age of the village green. The voice was as commonplace to an American ear as Jolson's or Morton Downey's, and even Francis, who rarely listened to the radio, or ever had a radio to listen to in either the early or modern age, remembered its pitch and its tremolo from the New York binge, when this voice by itself was a chorale of continuous joy for all in earshot, or so it seemed to Francis at a distance of years. And further, the attention that the bums, the swells, the waiters were giving the man proved that this drunk was not dead, not dying, but living an epilogue to a notable life. And yet here he was, disguised behind a mustache, another cripple, his ancient, weary eyes revealing to Francis the scars of a blood brother. A man for whom life had been a promise unkept in spite of great success, a promise now and forever unkeepable. The man was singing a song that had grown old not from time, but from where? The song is frayed, the song is worn out. The insight raised in Francis a compulsion to confess his every transgression of natural, moral, or civil law, to relentlessly examine and expose every flaw of his own character, however minor. What was it, Oscar, that did you in? Would you like to tell us all about it? Do you know? It wasn't Gerald who did me. It wasn't drink. wasn't baseball, and it really wasn't mine. What was it that went bust, Oscar? And how come nobody ever found out how to fix it for us? So we'll play a tune here called Francis. And I'll need the lyrics for this one because I just finished it on Sunday. Well, it's been a while, my friends. Let's all toast to the radio's dial. And can you tell me what did us sin? Or who can fix the signal before it expires? I had my reasons for rolling on. I can't tell you why I returned. Everything I know is mostly gone, but for the ghost of memories I tried to burn. And coward ain't a word I care to know. And these hands have scratched scabs and more. But when the first rock is thrown, better run faster than you ever run before. And how hard can you hit when all your fight is gone? And how hard must you live if you bury your sorrow and not your song? I'll think on where the dandelions grow, blankets of gold above a grave, and salt on the roots just for show. The weaves bitter crosses for purity's slave. And what keeps you warm if not the weeds? Standing tall in a cold iron farm. And who the hell knows what a man needs? I'll take a camel, it'll help with this cold. How hard can you hit when all your fight is gone? And how hard must you live if you can bury your sorrow and not your song? Did you pull on a crooked stick? Did your fire go out last night? Is it better than waking still for not at all in the early November light? And did you sanctify your soul? Quick prayer, no rosary. And when the music took hold, I missed a soul, a song to set me free. And how hard can you hit when all your you lay? If you bury your son and not your son, what have I done? How will I know if you hurt me at all? And I feel I've wasted the words. How will I tell when I'm done running faster than I ever have before? How will I tell when I'm done running faster than I ever have before? Oh, I got some closing remarks here, folks.
Yeah.
I feel like I introduced the closing remarks just before I played that last tune. But let me take the opportunity to again thank Roger Noyes on pedal steel here. Lauren Scudder on viola all the way from Boston. Songwriter extraordinaire and all-around good guy, Matt Durfee, sitting here. And to you guys, the library folks, thank you very much. Mr. Kennedy, you're okay. Oh man, that felt good, but kind of awful at the same time. So this last tune here, it'll close out the program as far as the songwriting goes, but this is the tune that began it all for me in writing about the works. This one's called All I Own, and I think we put it together in 2006 or so, 2006. And we started playing this out quite a bit, and folks seemed to like it. But it was my first foray into writing tunes about Mr. Kennedy's novels. So again, it's called All I Own. For those of you listening at home, it's in D minor. Apparently Matt needs to calm his nerves too.
I actually just wanted an excuse to say, come and check out the Albany Public Library on a very regular basis. They have all sorts of very cool stuff going on. Sarah has been excellent about it. Sarah has been really great about putting on music here. They have music in the garage in the summertime. They have them at all different branches all over the place outside. I'm always glad to do it. And thank you guys again so much for coming out tonight and making the kickoff here a big success. Hopefully we'll have many more of these with many more talented musicians to boot.
Right.
I've been walking down the long tracks, waiting for the sun to rise. And all I own's hung over my back, clothes that's on my feet all the time. I ain't had love in so
used to know the touch of a wall.
Now I'm numb, also again. Now I'm numb, also again. Now I'm numb. Kick a rock and spark the red. Have a drink just to ease my mind. I carry my head on the side of the road. One road is hard to find.
She found me and she took me in.
Simple man she thought she saw. But under these clothes and behind these eyes, a ragged soul tortured man. A ragged soul tortured man. A tortured soul. Ragged and torn. Ain't had love in so long. Now I'm numb, also again.
Now I'm numb, or so I've been told.